we can open up for questions.
All right.
We've had our initial conference already, so you guys fire away.
How was the practice with TCU? What kind of
Good.
caught your
It
attention?
was good. I thought it was really helpful. You know, it's really early. I think we had 11 practices prior to playing them, so it was good for us though, because we watched the entire film when we got back. We got, you know, obviously a lot of things we got to work on to be a good team. You know, primarily in that game, we really saw how much we need to get better on in our transition defense. We got hurt in transition a number of times. Spent a lot of time on that a week ago, really emphasizing that every single day in practice. Just doing a better job of executing, you know, offensively and having some patience. You know, we had some young guys playing for the first time in a game, not in front of people, but still playing against another D1 team. When you look at like DJ and Iverson and Prince, and, you know, Prince played at Siena, but not, you know, at this level. So there were a lot of positives for us that we took from that I think will help us. You know, we used to always play these games. You know, they didn't allow you to play, you know, these scrimmages against D1 teams. And I think it's really helpful to play against the quality of the competition versus playing, you know, an NAIA team where you know, you're obviously more talented. And I don't think you get as much out of those games as you do out of these. So I think they're very helpful for us. And we had a fun time too. We took the team to the Jazz game against the Pelicans the night before, and had a chance to be there together, and that was a good thing for those guys to experience in the Smoothie Center where we actually played against TCU the next morning. So the Pelicans really took good care of us and treated us first class.
Go to Steve here in the middle.
Coach, in our initial press conference, you said Iverson Molinar was going to have to be a big part of things this year, especially early in the non-conference. How was he kind of acclimated to practice in your system here?
He's done a really nice job, and one thing is he's a scorer. You know, he puts the ball in the basket. He's as good as anybody we have at driving in transition, driving in the half court, and finishing at the rim. You know, he's got a great explosiveness, very quick, gets by people. His shot is really continued to improve from the perimeter, and that's something he's worked on really hard since he arrived in June. He's becoming a better defender. You know, that's one thing for freshmen. He's learning to be more aware of the other team when he's not guarding the ball, but being more of a help defender, and that's something that's new for him, as it is for every high school kid, basically, because he has the athleticism and the strength to be able to help and still get back to his own. And yeah, he's doing a really nice job. I'm really excited about Iverson. He's been very good for us.
Go to Garrett here to coach's left in front.
Ben against South Alabama Sunday is the plan to basically empty out the bench and just kind of see what everybody's got, or there's some guys that are going to miss that game?
We're going to try to win, so we're going to play our top guys. Nick will not play. Nick actually sustained a concussion yesterday in practice, and so he'll be out for the next few days, and we will hold him for that game. Just thinking about that, it's probably better for us from the standpoint we got 10 games coming without him, so we're going to start getting used to it. And South Alabama's really good. South Alabama returned to two guys from last year's team that averaged over 14 a game. They had two guys sitting that when they transferred averaged 14 or more at the previous stop, and they had a grad transfer they brought in this year. So they have 5 guys that the previous year of eligibility at their respective schools averaged 14 or more per game, which is really impressive. They're going to, you know, play man and zone. They're going to be a difficult challenge for us, and so we'll actually start preparing for them a little bit today.
Go to Paul here, coach's right.
Coach, obviously your depth situation is something that kind of plays out during the year, and you'll be able to see who can help you as you get in SEC play. But at this point right now, how do you feel about your depth? And I know last year you went through a 7, sometimes 8-man rotation. You see it being deeper this year? And
I do, especially up front. I think we have more depth on our front line than we did a year ago. You know, I'm excited about that, and the competition that we have in practice is really helping us get better there. Where we're going to be a little iffy here early on without the services of Nick Weatherspoon, who's on the perimeter, because we're so young in that backcourt. that's something that is very concerning. In fact, like today, for example, Woodard won't practice. He hurt his toe day before yesterday. Had an x-ray, came back negative, but he didn't practice yesterday. We'll hold him today. We're off tomorrow, and hopefully he'll be back on Friday for preparation for South Alabama. So he'll have missed 3 days in a row of practice.
Go back to Steve.
Coach, you mentioned earlier that Reggie was rebounding was an issue with you, with him, kind of emphasizing with him in his preseason practices. How has he kind of handled that so far in preparations for the season?
Well, you know, we keep stats for every practice, and he's dominated the rebounding. I think I was looking at today, the next closest guy to him on our team has 60 less rebounds thus far in a practice setting, including a couple of our inter-squad scrimmages. So, you know, that says it right there, and that's something that, you know, he's really good at, rebounding defensively, starting to break, offensively, getting second shots, something we want to continue to stress with him. He's really, I think, improving his outside shot. And my big thing for him is to keep improving and getting better defensively and playing without fouling, which, like, for example, in the scrimmage against TCU, I think he fouled out, but we didn't, you know, adhere to anybody fouling out in that game from either team. There was no official fouling out, but he had 5 fouls in the game. We got to keep him to where he's playing really good defense without fouling.
We'll go to Tyler here, to the coach's left.
You mentioned playing without Nick. What does the offense look like when he's not on the floor? Does it flow through Tyson, or does it go through Reggie in the post? Like, what is the team's identity, I guess?
Well, right now we're starting Tyson at the point, and with Nick out of the lineup, and we'll have Iverson there some, even with Tyson in, so it'll be both ways. But we're definitely running more offenses here through Reggie, and I think, as I've mentioned in the past, one of his best skills is his ability to pass and create for others, and he does that quite well, and so it's something we want to continue to you know, try to work on and get better at, because I think it's a real strength for us.
Go ahead.
Especially playing in the post and playing out of it, and facing up, and all of it. You know, like, for example, when he rebounds, he's pushing the ball, and so it's quicker to get out, and he makes a simple pass. He's not trying to make home run passes, so he's, you know, really smart.
We'll go ahead to Brian here in the second row, to coach's left.
When we got to watch practice a couple of weeks ago, I was struck by the energy of the practice. You guys really seemed to be getting after it, and it felt like a practice that might happen in February or March versus happening, you know, in early October. Do you like where your team is energy-wise, effort-wise? Do you feel like this is going to be a team that can maybe play at a faster pace?
Well, they're a team that I think comes every day ready to practice, and they're working really hard. I mean, we're utilizing, our practices are long right now, which we'll have to shorten as we get closer to 2 weeks from yesterday. I mean, think about it, we're 13 days away from opening up the season. I mean, it's just right upon us. But we still have so much to do. There's so much, you know, even with the earlier start times now, it used to be October 15th was your starting practice date. Now, you know, we get to start 30 days prior to your first game, or excuse me, 30 practices prior to your first game, even earlier, as early as the 24th of September. There's still so much to put in and so much to do, but I do like our energy. I like our team. I mean, I think there's a lot of good camaraderie. These guys are having fun playing the game. I think we have a lot of competition every day in practice, and even guys, you know, that are like, you know, Tolu Smith can't play this year because he's a transfer who's redshirting, but he brings a lot to our practice every day, just with his abilities and his, you know, excitement to get out there and compete.
Go back to Paul, coach's right.
You feel like the SEC is better this year, or deeper? Or?
I think our league's going to be very similar to what it's been the last 2 years. I think that when you look at top to bottom, you can't find an easy win anywhere. There's no easy win in this league. I mean, every game is going to be a dogfight to the end. There's so many good players and well-coached teams that's really, really going to be tough. And I think we'll be well represented again for a third straight year come March in the in-state tournament as a conference.
Anything else for Coach before we get the players in here?
Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.